Are you preparing for the Microsoft GitHub Copilot exam? Let's see how ready you really are. In this video, you'll answer Microsoft GitHub Copilot exam practice questions covering GitHub Copilot features, prompts, coding assistance, responsible AI, security, and developer workflows. Check your answer after each question, keep track of your score, and for more practice questions and complete exam preparation, visit Study for Exam using the link in the description. Let's jump into question 1. Question 1. What is the primary purpose of GitHub Copilot? A. Replace the Git version control system. B. Provide AI-powered assistance to developers. C. Host physical servers. D. Manage network firewalls. Correct answer, B. Provide AI-powered assistance to developers. Explanation. GitHub Copilot provides AI-powered assistance during software development. It can help developers write code, explain existing code, generate suggestions, and improve productivity. Question 2. A developer is writing a function and wants Copilot to suggest the implementation based on the surrounding code. Which capability is most relevant? A. Code completion. B. Repository deletion. C. Network monitoring. D. User provisioning. Correct answer, A. Code completion. Explanation. GitHub Copilot can provide code completion suggestions based on the current file and surrounding programming context, helping developers write code more efficiently. Question 3. Which factor generally helps GitHub Copilot produce more useful suggestions? A. Clear and descriptive code context. B. Removing all comments. C. Using unrelated variable names. D. Providing no information about the task. Correct answer, A. Clear and descriptive code context. Explanation. Relevant context helps Copilot better understand the intended functionality. Descriptive names, comments, surrounding code, and clear instructions can improve the usefulness of generated suggestions. Question 4. A developer asks GitHub Copilot to explain a complicated function. What can Copilot provide? A. A natural language explanation of the code. B. A hardware upgrade. C. A new network connection. D. A database backup. Correct answer. A. A natural language explanation of the code. Explanation. GitHub Copilot can help developers understand existing code by explaining its purpose, logic, and behavior in natural language. Question 5. A developer wants Copilot to generate unit tests for an existing function. What should the developer provide? A. The relevant code and clear instructions about the desired tests. B. Only the operating system version. C. A network diagram. D. A blank file with no context. Correct answer. A. The relevant code and clear instructions about the desired tests. Explanation. Providing the relevant function and describing the testing requirements gives Copilot the context needed to generate useful test cases. Question 6. Why should developers review AI-generated code before committing it? A. AI-generated code may contain errors or security issues. B. Copilot automatically guarantees perfect code. C. Review is unnecessary for production applications. D. Generated code cannot contain vulnerabilities. Correct answer. A. AI-generated code may contain errors or security issues. Explanation. AI-generated code should be treated as an assistive suggestion. Developers remain responsible for reviewing correctness, security, maintainability, and compliance before using the code. Question 7. A developer wants Copilot to generate a function that validates email addresses. Which prompt is most effective? A. Write code. B. Create a Python function that validates an email address and returns a Boolean result. C. Do something with this. D. Make it better. Correct answer, B. Create a Python function that validates an email address and returns a Boolean result. Explanation. The second prompt clearly specifies the programming language task, and expected behavior. Specific instructions generally provide better context for AI-generated code. Question 8. Which activity is an appropriate use of GitHub Copilot? A. Generating a first draft of repetitive code. B. Granting production access automatically. C. Approving financial transactions without review. D. Replacing all security testing. Correct answer, A. Generating a first draft of repetitive code. Explanation. Copilot can help developers accelerate repetitive coding tasks. However, generated code still needs appropriate testing, review, and security validation. Question 9. What should a developer do if Copilot generates code that does not meet the application's requirements? A. Review the output and refine the instructions or modify the code. B. Use it without testing. C. Delete the entire repository. D. Disable version control. Correct answer. A. Review the output and refine the instructions or modify the code. Explanation. Copilot is an iterative development assistant. Developers can provide clearer instructions, add context, ask for alternative implementations, or manually modify the generated code. Question 10. Why is context important when using GitHub Copilot Chat? A. It helps Copilot understand the developer's intent and relevant code. B. It increases computer memory. C. It changes the programming language automatically. D. It removes the need for source control. Correct answer, A. It helps Copilot understand the developer's intent and relevant code. Explanation. Relevant repository, file, and conversational context helps Copilot generate responses that are more closely aligned with the developer's task. Question 11. A developer needs to refactor a method to make it easier to maintain. How can Copilot help? A. Suggest alternative implementations and explain the changes. B. Replace the entire development team. C. Disable code reviews. D. Delete the source repository. Correct answer, A. Suggest alternative implementations and explain the changes. Explanation. Copilot can assist with refactoring by suggesting cleaner implementations, identifying repetitive patterns, and helping explain potential improvements. Question 12. What is one important limitation developers should remember when using GitHub Copilot? A. Copilot understands every business requirement automatically. B. Generated suggestions may not always be correct. C. Copilot eliminates all bugs. D. Generated code never requires testing. Correct answer, B. Generated suggestions may not always be correct. Explanation. AI-generated suggestions can contain incorrect logic, outdated approaches, or security issues. Developers should validate suggestions before relying on them. Question 13. A team wants to use GitHub Copilot responsibly in software development. Which practice is recommended? A. Establish policies for appropriate AI-assisted development. B. Allow generated code to bypass all reviews. C. Share confidential credentials in prompts. D. Disable security testing. Correct answer, A. Establish policies for appropriate AI-assisted development. Explanation. Organizations should establish clear policies covering responsible AI usage, security, privacy, code review, and appropriate handling of sensitive information. Question 14. Why should developers avoid including secrets such as API keys in prompts? A. It makes Copilot more accurate. B. It improves code formatting. C. It increases compilation speed. D. Secrets could be exposed or handled inappropriately. Correct answer, D. Secrets could be exposed or handled inappropriately. Explanation. Credentials and other secrets should be protected. Developers should use secure secret management practices rather than placing sensitive values into prompts or source code unnecessarily. Question 15. A developer wants to understand how a regular expression works. What can Copilot do? A. Explain the expression in natural language. B. Change the computer's BIOS. C. Create a network firewall automatically. D. Replace the source control system. Correct answer, A. Explain the expression in natural language. Explanation. Copilot can explain programming constructs, including regular expressions, helping developers understand unfamiliar or complex code. Question 16. Which approach can improve the quality of a Copilot-generated response? A. Use vague instructions. B. Remove all context. C. Provide specific requirements, constraints, and examples. D. Ask unrelated questions simultaneously. Correct answer, C. Provide specific requirements, constraints, and examples. Explanation. Specific requirements and useful examples provide stronger context, making it easier for Copilot to generate an output aligned with the developer's expectations. Question 17. A developer asks Copilot to generate code for a security-sensitive authentication component. What should happen before the code is deployed? A. Removal of authentication. B. Immediate deployment. C. Thorough security review and testing. D. Skipping code review. Correct answer, C. Thorough security review and testing. Explanation. Authentication and other security-sensitive components require careful review and testing. AI assistance does not replace established security engineering practices. Question 18. What is one benefit of using GitHub Copilot during software development? A. It can reduce time spent on repetitive development tasks. B. It guarantees every application is secure. C. It eliminates the need for developers. D. It automatically approves production deployments. Correct answer, A. It can reduce time spent on repetitive development tasks. Explanation. Copilot can accelerate common development activities such as generating boilerplate code, writing tests, explaining code, and suggesting implementations. Question 19. A developer receives several possible implementations from Copilot. What should determine which implementation is selected? A. The longest response. B. Which suggestion appears first? C. Random selection. D. Requirements, correctness, security, maintainability, and performance. Correct answer, D. Requirements, correctness, security, maintainability, and performance. Explanation. Developers should evaluate AI-generated alternatives against real application requirements and engineering standards, rather than selecting an option simply because it was suggested first. Question 20. What is the best approach to using GitHub Copilot effectively? A. Treat it as an AI development assistant while retaining human review and responsibility. B. Allow Copilot to make every production decision. C. Deploy every suggestion automatically. D. Stop testing generated code. Correct answer, A. Treat it as an AI development assistant while retaining human review and responsibility. Explanation. GitHub Copilot is most effective when used as an assistant. Developers should guide the tool with good context, review its suggestions, test the resulting code, and remain responsible for the final implementation. Great job completing these Microsoft GitHub Copilot Exam practice questions. How many did you get right? Share your score in the comments. For more Microsoft GitHub Copilot Exam practice questions, detailed explanations, and complete exam preparation, Visit Study for Exam using the link in the video description. Thanks for watching. If this video helped with your Microsoft GitHub Copilot exam preparation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more certification practice videos. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and good luck with your exam.